Hola, Mocosas. Before we start today's episode, I want to start by thanking you guys for all the love and support that you guys have given the podcast the last few months. I know that I have not been as consistent as I wish I was, but I thank you guys so much for the patience and for still asking me if I'm going to have more episodes and stuff, which we are, and I'm super excited for today's episode, and I know you guys are going to love it just as much as I am. But before we do start, I think it is very important to address some of the things that are going on in the world right now. For example, immigration. You guys know that I've been a huge advocate for immigration since before I graduated college and stuff, and I always try to advocate for that and for DACA. So with that being said, our community is under attack. It is important for all of us to know our rights. If you guys follow me on TikTok and Instagram, you know that I have been posting videos about or sharing on my stories about resources and stuff that's going on in regards of immigration. There's a link on my bio on both Instagram and TikTok for resources. If you or a family member need to know their rights, all of that stuff is on my bio, and I hope you guys enjoy this episode as much as I will. Hola, Mocosas, bienvenidas una vez más al podcast en el que hablamos chismes, traumas familiares y hasta de tus primas y tías, bitch. I'm your host, Alex Brayan, y esto es Mocosas Anónimas. This episode has been a long time in the making. I am super excited for today's guest because, like I said, we've been going back and forth for like maybe 2 months trying to get this scheduled, but obviously we're adults, our schedules wouldn't align, and we are finally here, so I'm super excited. So please help me welcome my good friend, Alexis.
Hi guys, I'm Alexis.
Yeah, like I said, I'm super excited. I'm gonna just go ahead and hand it over to her so that she can kind of tell you guys a little bit of who she is and why she does and why I asked her to be on the podcast.
Hi guys, again, I'm Alexis. So right now I'm just a stay-at-home mom. I do maybe like part-time, full-time content creation, mostly on TikTok. I'm dabbing a little bit in Instagram. I also do PRN, home health, and I'm a stay-at-home mom of twins, and that's about it.
Twins?
Yes,
yeah.
Twins, boy, girl.
You know, that I found that so exciting too. Whenever I found out you had twins, I was like, oh my gosh, because for those of you that don't know, Alexis and I went to college together, and that's kind of how we met. And I got super excited whenever I saw that you were doing content creation on social media too. So.
Oh my gosh, I got super excited because it was very unexpected.
I obviously want to tap into that probably a little later on, but we're here for you, basically kind of who you are, where you're from. You're a little famous now on TikTok, so a little popular. I want to start off with who is Alexis? Growing up, where you from? Were you a shy kid? Were you an outgoing kid?
So I grew up in a small town, Fresno, Texas, like not too far from here. Population's not much. I loved it. We live kind of in a bigger city now, and I don't love it so much. It's kind of not my gig, but you know. Growing up, I was the oldest of 5. So a lot of, yes.
Dang.
So definitely a lot of responsibility on me growing up. Being the oldest, I guess, and then a lot of pressure because my parents were very strict. I feel like that does like how I am now. I have dealt with like a lot of anxiety and depression because they were like super like, it needs to be like this, it needs to be like this. Also a little bit of OCD because they were like, this needs to be done and this is how it needs to be done. And if not, like,
it's either their way or the highway.
Yes.
Basically.
And they have changed a lot. And I feel like that was more the thing back in that generation, like especially the dads, you know, very machismo.
Yes.
My dad always told me like, when you pick your husband, you need to either pick like what you like from me and what you don't, and then you know,
and
like
then go from there.
Yes. So my husband's definitely a lot different.
A lot different than
Yes.
he is. Okay.
Yes.
And I do want to tap into that a little bit later on, but going back to you talking about how you grew up in a small town and how your parents were very strict and very much like machismo vibes, you know, like that's very typical for Hispanic parents, you know, which in my case it was kind of like that too. My parents were obviously a little bit more open-minded, not so much like on the machismo side, but I also did grow up in a small town. So I want to talk a little bit about that, about you growing up in a small town. You said you really loved it, and then now you don't really like the city so much. How was that changed for you?
It has not changed much. I'm definitely looking into moving back. I want my kids to grow up like in a small town. Everybody know everybody. Of course, there's pros and cons to that because if everybody knows everybody, then everybody knows your business. Yeah. And that's kind of like the worst part of it. But whenever things do happen, you have a village. Yeah, whereas in a bigger town, it's harder. Unless you have like your work friends, or if you go to like a very small church, like then you have a village. But I feel like it's a lot easier to have a village in a small town than a big city.
That's true. I mean, yeah, definitely pros and cons for whether you would live in a big city or in a little city. You also said that you're the oldest of 5.
Yes.
So you obviously felt the pressure of like being the perfect child because you're the oldest. I'm the oldest as well from my siblings. So I can definitely relate to that about being the oldest and being the role model. And, because at the end of the day, you're the one they look up to, you know? So any
and then if
false movement.
Yes. And then if they do something wrong, then it like goes back to you like, oh, but she did it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, I did it, but what were the consequences?
Right.
Like, not just that, So
you 5, are y'all like pretty close in age or?
Almost. So I'm 5. I'm 5. I want to say between me and the youngest, it's a 10-year age difference. So everybody in between.
Okay, so so pretty close.
We're pretty close.
Yeah.
Me and my sister are really close, like a year and a half apart.
Oh wow!
Yes.
So you and her grew up. Did y'all have a really close relationship growing up, or?
Not growing up. Kind of like getting out of high school, going into college.
College.
We were really close. Yeah.
Did she go to Eastern as well?
No,
or?
she went to WT for a little bit.
Oh, okay. Rival.
Yes, and then she left and she went to get her esthetician license.
Esthetician license.
Yes.
Okay. Did you graduated college, right?
I only have my license for LVN. So I have my license, but I'm not like a registered nurse.
Like a registered nurse,
yes, because I was pregnant and I couldn't go back.
So I had to put a hold on that because of that. Yeah, so dang, 5 siblings. So what was that like growing up with 5 of you in the house?
Rough.
Are you all girls?
No, it's 3 girls, 2 boys.
Okay.
But growing up, we lived in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. So it was a struggle.
A struggle?
Yes,
definitely.
It was a struggle. And then, of course, like my parents both worked. So a lot of the responsibility fell on me. Mm-hmm. So I was taking care of them like super young. Yeah. Walking them to the cafeteria so they could, eat their breakfast and lunch. I mean, growing up, it was rough. The dynamics were kind of weird because my dad is my stepdad, but my dad.
Yeah.
I was like 2. So like, I was like 2 when he came into my life, so the dynamics were weird because it was always kind of like, sometimes could be kind of weird, especially with me and my sister having a different dad and then the 3 younger ones, him being their father.
Their father, yeah.
Like, I never said I felt left out with him, but sometimes with his family. Like some kind of like special treatment towards those 3 younger ones, whereas we were a little bit left out, especially for like Christmas and stuff. They'd get them gifts and not us, and it was kind of weird sometimes. But
I mean, those kind of things can be kind of traumatic, especially for a child. You being so young and even noticing all that stuff too.
Yes, but my dad stepped up. He took care of us, treated us like his own.
Yeah, that's good.
So I can't be more blessed.
I know.
Than that.
I love that. I can definitely relate that. I've mentioned on the podcast before that I am adopted. So me coming into a family and stuff, and them taking me as their own and all that stuff too. So I can definitely relate. So 5 in the household, a little crazy, small 2-bedroom house. I mean, there was 4 of us in the house, and we grew up in a 2-bedroom house as well. So I bet it was probably a little crazy, a lot of fighting for the restroom. Speaking from experience, because me and my sister, we're pretty close in age too. So like we were in the mornings getting ready for school and fighting for the restroom, or like, hurry up, we gotta go. Moving on into maybe high school. How were you in high school? Were you like the quiet girl, the peleonera, or?
Oh, I was not the peleonera, but I would stand my ground.
You would stand your ground?
Yes, I wouldn't let people like tell me stuff.
Yeah.
But I wasn't very shy. I tried to do everything I could. I fought my dad to do cheerleading. So finally my junior year, he was like, yeah, you can do cheer. Yeah. And I did cheer. I did cross country, track, basketball. So I did the whole shebang.
The whole shebang.
Yes,
the last
that's
2
how
years
it is
of high school? Or?
No, I did, the last 2 years. Because the first years I did like everything except cheer. And then after that I did cheer. And I loved cheer.
And you loved cheer. And that's actually how we met too. Yes. So, and then, you cheered for those 2 years. So why was your dad against like you being a cheerleader?
He thought that he was all about like your reputation, you know? Okay. And sometimes things can be portrayed wrong, especially like this type of skirts you wore, things like that. Like he didn't let me play volleyball because they were Spanx.
Because of the Spanx,
yes.
Yeah. And again, I feel like that's kind of where like the machismo kind of comes in as a Mexican dad or as a Hispanic dad, you know?
Which now older, I do see it. And then, I don't know, like...
You know, that's crazy because, I mean, growing up as like our parents telling us no to something or always telling us whenever you have your kids, you're going to know.
Yes.
And now you're in that position, so...
I do know.
And now you do know.
They're so little, but I do know. Like, I do feel like, oh my gosh, when she's older, like, I don't want anybody looking at her a certain way.
Right.
Or, you know?
Yeah, definitely. So tell me a little bit about how you and your hubby met. You guys were high school sweethearts, right?
Yes. This story's so long, but we dated in junior high. I was not supposed to be dating. I'm a year old, like a grade older, but only 6 months older. Yeah. So when I left to high school, I was like, all right, bro, this is not going to work. Like, because you're in junior high and I'm in high school.
I know. Little kid love. How cute.
Yes, we broke up and then we started dating again my junior year, his sophomore year. And then we kind of been together ever since. We did take a break a little bit, but we've been together. I don't even know how it started. He just started texting me one time. He just texted me and I was like, okay. Like, and then that's how it started. It was no DMs, none of this. He got my number through like one of his friends that was my friend, and then we started texting, and then we started dating, and I still wasn't supposed to be dating. Yeah. But I was dating him anyway, and yeah.
This was in high school already?
Yes,
yeah. Okay. High school, and then even after college and... Yeah,
we dated all through college. Except like my last year, we took a break.
What year did you leave Eastern?
Oh my gosh, I was there for 2 years.
You were there for 2 years.
So I was there 15, 16, 17, 18, or 18 into 19.
18, 19, probably 18, 19. Did you cheer with Marissa, right?
Yes.
Yeah, which Marissa was on the podcast, yeah.
She only cheered 1 year?
Yes.
So I cheered that year.
That year? Okay, so it was her senior year, it was my sophomore year, that year.
And then I want to say the next year, I left.
So you were there for, about 2 years. So we actually met in college, you know, we obviously cheered together that 1 year or maybe 2 years, I can't remember. I can't remember
When do you remember meeting me?
I remember meeting you when I was involved in the church in Portales in town.
And I remember meeting you at Dog Days.
Where?
Dog Days.
Dog Days.
Yes, we did like the show thing together, and that's where I met you. So whenever I went to the church and I saw you, I was like, I know him. Let me go talk to him.
Wait, yes. So what year did you graduate high school? 15?
Yes.
Okay, so we graduated the same year, so we did Dog Days together. So that's where we met. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that.
That's why when I was like, you met me in church, but I met you earlier.
Yes, I remember now. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that, about like Dog Days and stuff. You know, like that was an interesting time of my life going into college and stuff, because I had just broken up with my girlfriend at the time, like my high school sweetheart or whatever.
I think I remember bits and pieces of that.
So that was an interesting time, because it was around the same time that I started like questioning my sexuality and all that stuff, which I've already talked about it on the podcast on other episodes before, but probably that first 6 months of college is all a blur because of everything going on. But yes, I do remember that now, that we did that Dog Day.
And you definitely have like a light to you, so I was like attracted to you. I was like, oh, like I don't know, something about him. He seems nice.
Oh, thank you. But that's so crazy. Which Dog Days, for those of you that don't know, is kind of like this 3-day event in college. They do kind of like orientation. They have all these events and like club fairs that you can like go and join and stuff like that. So we were on the same team, right? Because like they separate everybody in teams. Is that how we met?
No, I don't remember if we were in the same teams, but they like had like a show, because you know how they have like events. They had an event and they were like, if you want to come up here, raise your hand. And like we raised our hands and they ended up picking us, and then we were on the same team there.
Oh, there on that.
Yeah, like it was like a game show.
Oh yes, oh my gosh.
You remember that?
Yes,
now?
I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, it was kind of like a Family Feud kind of thing. Yes, I remember. That is so crazy. So it was us meeting each other was basically just faith from them, picking from the audience. That is so crazy. I remember as kind of being involved a little bit with that church there. I've talked a little bit on the podcast about religion and church and stuff like that. I try not to touch too much on it because I know it can be a controversial topic a little bit. But I mean, if you're comfortable with like sharing a little bit of your experience being involved with the church and stuff there.
Okay. I know a lot of people have had bad experiences. I never have. Like in high school, I did youth and I had a really good youth pastor. I feel like in college, I didn't have any issues with that church specifically. Right now, I don't have like a church or like a domination. I'm going to say like if I was to pick, I would pick Christian, but I'm more like just focusing on my relationship with God, because
Right.
spiritual relationship with him is like made from him, and I feel like religion is man-made. And there can be a lot of errors there.
Yes.
So I feel like that's where the controversy happens.
Controversy happens. Yes, I can definitely agree. Because did you grow up Christian, Catholic, or
like my family and my household was not really anything,
not religious, or
but like my grandparents and stuff were Christian.
Christian?
Yes, so it's always been in my life.
It's always been in your life. Yeah. Well, I mean, we grew up Catholic and stuff, and we weren't like hardcore like Catholic, like go to church all the time, and like learn all your, or like get all your, how do you call them? Like your baptism and confirmation and all that stuff. We didn't like, they didn't really like enforce that too much on us, but I mean, we did grow up Catholic and stuff, and I just feel like me having a relationship with God, like that's all that matters. So that's kind of where like the whole like going to church and stuff kind of went downhill a little bit with me, because I started to see things that I didn't really like or that I didn't really agree with, because like you said, religion is very much like man-made more than like having a spiritual relationship with God. So that's kind of where I kind of like started fading away from church and stuff, and from both, even from that specific Christian church, and like nothing against them or anything, but it's just things that just didn't align with my beliefs and what I
Right, yes.
So yeah, that's kind of why all of that just went kind of south. Yes. So so I mean, I remember us having memories from there, and like going to the
concerts, the Wednesday youth
something, and then like having dinner after, and like kind of hanging out and stuff. So that's kind of how we met. And then college cheer. So did you always, when you said you cheered in high school, and then did you always knew that you wanted to do cheer in college as well, or no?
I'll be honest, they said you get a scholarship, and I was like, all right, I'm doing it.
I'm in.
And then you see the amount of the scholarship, and you're like, oh my gosh, why did I do this?
Why did I
it's
do
just
this?
like the time you put in, you definitely have to love it.
Yes.
Which once I started doing it, and with the group of people we were with, I did love it. It was a big, like, I guess cultural thing, because I came from a little high school, no stunting, no nothing, and then I go in at first practice. They're like
doing these 2-level pyramids.
At the first thing, the first like tryouts are like, can you stunt? And I'm like, no. So they have you do it, and I did it like nothing. So I was like, oh, maybe I'm like meant for this.
Maybe I am meant for this. Maybe this is for me. How many people did you graduate high school with?
We were a bigger class, so 79.
79. I mean, and you're saying that's small? Yeah, that's big for me.
I think yours was a lot smaller.
It was way smaller. I graduated with 17 people in my class.
Oh my gosh.
It was a 1A school, and almost got cut down to a B school, like the categories or whatever.
Oh, that's crazy.
But they ended up keeping it at 1A whenever like all the categories moved up and the B schools moved up to 1A. So we still stayed on the lower one, but it was.
Oh my gosh, then maybe I'm speaking out of my.
Yeah, no, I graduated with 17 people in high school, so it was. Again, I cheered in high school too, and that was.
How was that? There's like 4 cheerleaders.
At one point, there was. No, I remember at least the years that I did. I think I cheered for 3 years in high school, and the years that I did, the team wasn't like huge, but they did hold tryouts for like the specific competitive side, and then we had like a big team for like sideline cheer. So I want to say the biggest we ever had was maybe 15, 20.
But you know what? Good for that school, because like you were like, heck yeah, like I'm gonna try out for, like in my school, no guys were like trying out for that.
You know, that was again.
Was that controversial?
It was very controversial, because I've spoken about this before with the whole it being such a small school in very much Trump territory, and very close-minded, and having a guy on the cheer team was kind of like I was kind of like the outcast, you know?
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, what is this kid doing there? Like, why is he cheering? And like, they started labeling me things that I didn't even know at the time. Like I said, like my sexuality, I didn't start like figuring out or anything until after high school, for that same reason, you know, going to a small school and like being so close-minded. So yes, it was kind of
controversial.
A little controversial, yes. So maybe.
But you know
on
what?
the
Good for you. You stuck to your guns, and
and
you have some thick skin.
I guess I do. And then again, cheer is what kind of got me into college too, because I tried out for the cheer team as soon as I graduated high school too. So.
Wow.
And like you said, whenever I heard the whole scholarship thing, I was like, oh great, like I is this gonna help me pay for school? And I mean, it did. I'm grateful.
I mean, yes, we're grateful, of course. Like,
but
it's just like, you're like, what?
The amount of work that you have to put into, because like college year and travel, like college year is no joke compared to a small school, you know, like you said, you guys didn't even stunt or anything. So
yeah, we didn't do nothing like girls didn't have to be in athletics to try out or anything like that. And in college, they're like, you're going to these workouts twice a week, and it was brutal.
Yeah, twice a week, and practice 3 times a week, and then you still have games on the weekend, and then travel on other weekends. It was basically like another part-time job.
Yeah, it was.
Basically, or maybe even full-time, because it was a lot. It was a lot.
And if you missed like workouts or anything, you had to make it up.
And you had to make it up.
Yeah, it was rough.
That's right.
And we weren't even like a competition team.
We weren't, yeah.
And
I wish we would have been.
I think we could have been.
That year and the following year we really could have been. And then after that, it kind of went downhill.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I don't know about that, but.
But okay, so going into college and stuff, what was that process like for you? Like coming from a small school and applying for school, applying to college?
It was not, for where we went, it was not that big of a change for me. Like, you know, I went with one of my high school best friends, and we roomed together. So it was like a comfort zone for me to have her there. Yeah. So it wasn't too bad.
How was it with your parents, you know, like being the oldest and being the first one to leave?
I did not want to go to school my first year.
Okay.
I wanted to work, and I wanted to work at the meat packing plant that was in my hometown. And my dad was like, absolutely not. You are not working there, and you are not working with those men. So I did not. I applied, and he was like, you're not going to the interview. So I didn't go. Yeah. And my mom's one who was like, oh, look, she found Eastern for me, and she took me to everything.
She took you.
Yeah. So my mom's definitely a big part of me going to Eastern and going to college.
Yes. So was college not really something that you wanted to do?
It was, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I didn't want to waste the money. So I wanted to take a year break. But she was like, once you take that year break, you'll get cold feet and you won't go back. Yeah. So my mom's definitely a big part. And like, she's like, I didn't get to do it. Like I started, but I didn't finish. So I want you to, you know? So yeah.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's good that your mom pushed you to do it, you know, and to go right after high school, because like you said, it probably would have been really hard to go back, like take a break and then go back, because, you know, like you get used to just working and having your money and stuff and getting those checks. Yes. So yeah, so props to your mom for pushing you to go to school. So you got to college, and you said that it wasn't really much of a kind of like a culture shock for you. No. But
I did feel lonely sometimes, because I had that one friend, but she started doing track.
Okay, yeah.
So I was like by myself a lot. So I was like, what? Like,
how did your parents take it, you like moving out?
Okay. So I had actually moved out my senior year of high school.
Oh, okay.
My senior year, I went to live with my grandma. Okay. Because things were just getting really like bad, like the dynamics between me and my dad and my mom. Yeah. So I just thought it was best to just, you know, like take myself out of the equation, which now I'm like, I could have not been stubborn, but you know, you live and you learn.
And your siblings, how did they take it when you moved down?
They had a lot of resentment towards me.
Really?
Yes, especially my sister. My sister underneath me, she had a lot of resentment towards me.
Especially when you moved down.
Like she didn't understand like why I couldn't just like listen and like follow the rules. But I feel like at that age, you're growing so much, and like you're not fully developed, so you don't even like understand your feelings. And like sometimes, like I think parents at that time, they didn't understand our feelings either. Maybe not even theirs. So I don't know. It was kind of hard. So yeah, I moved out my high school. My senior year of high school.
Oh, okay.
So that's why my freshman year of college wasn't such a bad transition.
Yes. From going from graduating to moving to Eastern and stuff. You said your sister under you. Whenever she moved away, how was that for her? Do you know, or?
Oh, she was ready to get out of there.
She was ready.
As soon as she graduated and turned 18, she was out of there.
It's so crazy how like being the oldest one and like taking that first step, and then it just like opens the door for them.
Yes, you're the guinea pig for everything. You're the guinea pig for relationships, for moving out, for everything, for all the errors.
Yes. Yeah. For asking permission to go out. Yeah, no, I can definitely relate, because like me and my sister, like I said, we grew up pretty close in age. So we kind of both experienced the same things at the same time. But now there's a 10-year difference between my sister and her little brother. So like now he's in high school and he's like starting to go out and stuff. And I swear to God, these two kids can get away with murder, when me and my sister like...
That's how it is with us, especially brother in the middle, he was out and he was doing everything. And of course, my dad's totally different because,
machismo, he's the guy.
The older two girls, and then he's a guy.
And then
he can handle himself. We couldn't.
Yeah.
He's changed a lot though, so I don't want to.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we love parents that have a change in mind and stuff and all that stuff. So that's good. That's good. As far as like going into college, you said that you didn't really know exactly what you wanted to do.
No, I was going for speech therapy.
Speech therapy.
And then we had a class where they were like, you need to go shadow like somebody. So I went and shadowed this woman, and I just was like, I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life. Like this.
You had to change your heart.
Yeah, I had a change of heart. And that's when I was like, can I do nursing at Eastern? They were like, no, you can only get your master's. So then that's whenever I went to the junior college.
Oh, okay.
Clovis.
And then you ended up getting
I got my nursing there. Did my nursing there.
Oh, that's good. And
I was actually my last semester, like beginning my last semester, whenever I was like, yeah, I can't. Like, they told me I was high risk, and so I had to just quit.
You had to just quit?
Yeah. So I only had 1 semester left to get my RN.
Oh my gosh. And do you want to go back and finish it, right? Or
I don't know. My mom really wants me to, because she's like, you're already LVN, like you might as well be an RN.
Yeah.
But the responsibility shifts are so different. And I'm just like, maybe not super confident in myself. I don't know. I've always had that problem with confidence, and like not really, I have a lot of doubt and like, oh, do I know that? Like, can I do that? But right now I really love where I am in my life. And I feel like, I'm okay with
You're okay with
my
just
LVN.
waiting and just with your LVN. Okay,
yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. So, I mean, obviously we're getting into a little bit about you, where you are in life now. So after college and everything, and only 1 semester left, like
I know it was sad.
You're right there. Yeah, okay, that's true. So tell me about basically your pregnancy. When you found out that you were pregnant, how was that like?
It was crazy. I was visiting some family, and I had like, should I talk about me missing my cycle and all that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I like missed my cycle, but I had taken a plan B. So me and Adrian weren't together. We were separated. Yeah. We were trying to kind of like just learn and grow like as individuals.
Yeah.
But we were still like seeing each other.
Yeah.
So I missed my cycle, and I was like, oh, probably because I took a plan B, because I know that can happen. And my cousin was like, oh, I have an extra like pregnancy test, you should take it. And I was like, okay, like not thinking anything of it. And then I see it, and it like right away lights up, pregnant. Right away. And I was like, oh my gosh, like what am I gonna do? What went through your mind at the time? I was screaming like my head off. I was like, oh my God, like, what am I gonna do? And like my first thought was like, call my mom. Yeah. Like call my mom. So I called her, and I was like, what do I do? She's like, it's okay. Like, it's not the end of the world. Like, this is a blessing in disguise. Because at that time I was like drinking a lot. I was partying a lot. I was doing like the whole shebang. Yeah. So it was definitely like an eye opener. Like, okay,
we need to calm down. Yes. And then your baby's just turned 4, right? Last month. Oh my gosh. So who were you when you got pregnant? 24, 23? 24. 24? I think so. It was 2020. I found out like maybe 2 or 3 weeks before my birthday. For your birthday? Yes. So like right after I called my mom, I called Adrian. I FaceTimed Adrian, and I was like, hey. And he was like, why is she calling me? Yes. Because we hadn't been talking. Right. And so I gotta tell you something. I was like, hey, so I have something to tell you. He's like, what's up? And I'm like, I'm pregnant. And he goes, I knew it. And I'm like, what do you mean? So it's your fault. But like, I don't know. Don't take plan B. But I mean, it was definitely a blessing in disguise. He ended up like driving all the way to where my family was from, like that day. Yeah, that day. And we talked about stuff, and we're like, yeah, like obviously like it's happening, so let's just like work it out. Like we have history, like we can fix what we're doing wrong. And like your mom said, it was a blessing in disguise. Yeah, so I mean, there was some struggles at the beginning, but which everybody has their own struggles. But as soon as he found out, he was super supportive, and he took responsibility. So I mean, we've been riding strong ever since. Wow, I love that, because you guys have been back and forth since like junior high. Like that's you could definitely say like he's your high school sweetheart. Yes, they say. So your mom took it pretty well. She helped you and everything. She kind of calmed you down and everything. Yes. How did your dad take it? I guess he kind of knew. He had like a feeling, because I was like, hey, like I went to the house, and I was like, hey, can I talk to you? And he was like, yeah, what's up? I was like, so I have something to tell you. He's like, you're pregnant. And I was like, yeah, how'd you know? And he was like, I just kind of knew. And I was like, yeah, but let me tell you more. And he was like,
what's up? I was like, I'm having twins.
Oh my God. Yeah. So how was that like whenever you found out that you were having twins?
It was a shocker. I didn't even know twins and triplets ran in my family until I got pregnant. My aunt actually is the one who did like my ultrasound and stuff because I went to like a private pregnancy center for like people who are like financially, because I didn't have insurance or anything at the time. And she was like, I'm seeing two things, but I don't know if like one's a cyst or
if it's another baby.
And I was like,
what do you mean?
And actually right before we went in, Adrian was like, watch it be twins. And as soon as we went in, she was like, I think it's twins. I was like, oh my gosh. I just started crying. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, like what do you do?
First, you're not trying. You like do some preventative measures. You still end up getting pregnant, and then
now you're having two
twins. Yeah. So it was definitely, it was a roller coaster.
A roller coaster of emotions and oh my gosh, everything.
Yes, and especially because like we were still trying to figure stuff out, and now I'm like, if we don't work out, I'm gonna have to raise two. Like not alone, but like alone, you know.
Yeah.
So
but I mean, thankfully things are doing pretty well for you guys, and like I said, now they're 4 years old.
Yes.
So how has that been for you as a first-time mommy, and raising two at the same time?
I feel like it's definitely been a lot harder because I don't live around my family. So like as soon as they were like past a week, we came over here, and I was like doing it by myself. Adrian had just started work, so he was doing a lot of overtime. So I was doing doing a lot of it by myself with two.
Yeah, with the two.
And then their schedules were flipped, so it was really hard on me because I was up like 24 hours like a day.
Yes.
And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna breastfeed. So I did it. Like I forced myself to do it. So it was like clockwork. Like every hour of the day. Yes, it was like if not one, the other. So it was definitely rough. Things have settled down, but it was harder. Like being away from family and kind of doing it alone.
Because you said you guys moved away right away, or
he was already living in Odessa.
In Odessa, yes.
Yes, but like I did most of my pregnancy living with my family because my hospital was over there.
Yes.
And then like as soon as I had them in a week after, I moved.
A week after?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Because I didn't have no complications. Like they came out like
really
good. Well, I had a C-section, but they came out good size, no NICU, no nothing. They were pretty big babies, I think. Yeah, they were like 6 pounds each.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it was crazy.
Wow. So you definitely adapting.
Yes.
Adapting was probably what you're.
Yeah, and feeling like alone and maybe like I didn't have postpartum depression, but I had postpartum rage.
Oh really? Yeah.
So like not towards the kids, but towards Adrian. Oh. Like a lot of like rage towards him. Like why aren't you helping me more? Like why can't you come home earlier? Like obviously stuff I knew why. Yeah. But like I still just like needed a sense to like of relief. You know, no human contact all day, like you're just stuck inside with the babies. It can be a lot.
Yeah, definitely, especially with two. I mean, props to you. They're getting older, and they're so cute. I see your content on social media all the time. Whenever you guys are doing just little day in my life, when you're getting them ready in the mornings, when you're doing your little girl's hair and all that stuff too. So they're so cute.
Yeah, thank you.
I love watching all of that. So how did all of that start for you? Like you posting on social media and stuff?
It started with me seeing other moms. Expressing themselves and posting, and I was like, oh my gosh, like. And then especially them talking about having a mom community, which is something I didn't really have, you know? So I was like, let me just try it. So it was a way for me to like interact with other people. Of course it's online, so it's different, but you're still getting like some form of support, a way to like release what you're feeling throughout the day. Like if you need to talk about something and you know there's somebody on the other screen listening, you know?
Right, yeah, you know there's somebody else gonna relate.
Yes. And then also like a way to like not be just like a mom, because my content can always be something different, you know, which I love just being a mom, but like at the same time that's not my only identity, right? So it was a way for me to like express like my creativity and things like that, and to find like people who like understood me and were like in the same situation.
Yes. I can definitely, I mean, I can't relate because I'm not a parent on that aspect, but your cleaning videos, like that's probably some of my personal favorites. I feel like
that's a lot of people's.
Yes, and I mean, it's because they're engaging too. So like people want to see what other people are doing inside their homes. So,
right.
I mean, I take it as I don't know, like
Like,
you're opening, like get up, like you gotta clean. No, I kid you not. Whenever you text me back and you're like, yeah, let's do the podcast, and like we finally set a date or whatever. Like earlier, I was like cleaning around. I was like, oh my gosh, like I've seen all of her cleaning videos, and I just imagine myself like walking into your house and it just smells fucking amazing. Like it just smells like clean, like what?
Like pisola or fabuloso.
Yeah, like fabuloso, you know, like a candle and stuff. And so I'm over here cleaning and stuff because I was telling Michael, my boyfriend.
Yeah.
I was telling her, I was like, oh my gosh, she's coming. She's like all her cleaning videos, and I gotta clean. I gotta make sure it's clean because.
Oh my gosh, no! I have to clean because I have to clean behind 2 little kids. So they're like making the mess, and I'm the vacuum behind them.
Like behind them. Well, I don't have kids, but I have dogs, and
that's the same
I have a boyfriend that kind of leaves things everywhere too. So cleaning after him too. But those videos definitely do like they're very relatable. So that's probably why like people love them and stuff too, because it's obviously things that everybody does, and it's just you putting it out there into content and stuff.
I know.
And it's just,
I didn't even know.
It's entertaining.
I don't even know how the cleaning video started, honestly, because I started with like what my twins are eating, like all my content was revolved around being just a twin mom.
A twin mom, yeah.
And then one day I was like, let me just record me cleaning.
Yeah.
And so I just started like cleaning, and then one of my videos went kind of like semi-viral. I got like, I don't know, like 24K views, which to me was a lot because I was only getting like 500.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my gosh, like let me do more of these. And of course, like I enjoy cleaning. That's an outlet for me. A lot of people don't enjoy it, but like when I'm mad or when I need time to myself, I'm putting on my headphones. Like
that's the first thing I noticed on your videos too. You're like, put on your headphones, you lock in, and then you just get to it.
I'm like, can you take the kids outside, play with them? Like, this is my time.
I'm gonna do this.
Yes, like a lot of people are like, I'm gonna do my nails, I'm gonna get my hair done. To me, I'm like, I'm gonna clean the house.
That's so awesome. And then as far as with social media, obviously kind of taking off a little bit for you. You know, you've had like you said, you've had that video that kind of went a little viral and stuff, and you said, you know what? I'm gonna make some more of these. Have you had any like opportunities in the like social media world and stuff like that?
I've had like a few. I think I worked with Arm & Hammer.
Yes,
I did work with Arm & Hammer. I've had like a few here and there, but I'm like real picky about what I choose to do.
Yes.
Because a lot of them are like, we'll gift you and you do this. But I'm like, what if you gift me and I don't like it? Then what do I do?
Yeah, then what do I do? I
want to make sure it's like a company I kind of know or something I've tried out already. So that's why I don't like really do a lot of... I've not had any big ones. No. I mean, Arm & Hammer is a known brand, so... And Clorox commented on my video the other day. I love that. I'm like, hit me up.
Send PR.
Yeah.
Have you had any PR?
Small things, but nothing like that I know of. Yeah. Like if Scrub Daddy was to send me something, I'd be like, I made it. Imagine. I know. I'd be like, I made it, Mom.
Scrub Daddy. I mean, those are some of the bigger brands. But like I said, I mean, Arm & Hammer, like...
Yeah, Arm & Hammer's a tried and true. Like, it's always been around.
Yeah, it's always been around. So, honestly, whenever I saw that, I think you had posted it on your story because on my Instagram story? On your Instagram story or something. And I was like, oh my gosh, congrats. That's so cool. Yeah. It's like, that is so cool. So, you said Clorox has noticed you. Yes, I love Clorox. Company. And then Arm & Hammer. Any other brands that have maybe kind of came circling around your page? I got PR from Good American by Khloe Kardashian. Oh, okay. Yeah, but they just sent me like a top and some shorts. Okay. And then this was when I was a little bit smaller. Yeah. Hydro Jug, like a lot of like smaller maybe. Yeah. But they're still kind of known. They're still, and a lot of it's just like a gift in a video. Not not necessarily like, you know, but I don't mind that. Like to me, it's not like a job. If that makes sense. Because my job is being a mom. Yeah, your job is being a mom. Yeah, my job is being a mom. So this is more like my escape. Yes, my escape, my like creative outlet. Yes. I don't know, like, I guess it's like a safe zone for me. And then I'm kind of big, but not big enough to where like people are noticing me too much or like bashing on me. Yes. So I'm kind of like content with where I'm at. You're content with where you're at. I mean, obviously growth in social media. I mean, how long did it take you to basically get to where I'm at? Oh gosh. I started in like 21. So it's been I've been doing it for a while. Yeah.
And I've never been like super consistent. Like I just post when I feel like it. I share what I want to share, and it's not like I'm stressing about it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not like always posting. I just post when I feel like it.
And it shows because it's something that you like doing, and that's obviously what's gotten you here. So
because I think I tried for like a month. I was like, I'm gonna post every day, 2 to 3 times a day. And like my mental health was like, yeah, girl, no.
Yeah, no.
So that's why I'm like, yeah, like maybe being a famous money-making content creator is not for me.
It's not.
I just want like to find my people and have a creative outlet.
Have a creative outlet and just kind of have like your little community within.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I love that. Because I was actually gonna ask you about that too. Like, how do you find the time being a mom of twins, a content creator, and to film and edit and like basically put it together and put it out there?
Yeah, I pretty much just do it when I have time and when I have like the mental state to do it. Yeah, it's not, I don't put no pressure around it.
Okay.
Because if I did, I don't think I would love it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I love it.
If you take the fun, if you take
I'm
the fun out of it.
I'm not going to take the fun out of something that I love.
Yeah.
You know? Because I can have a job if I want. Like I work PRN.
Yeah.
And that's also with that, like I work when I want and when I feel like I have the mental capacity to do it.
PRN, what is?
I do, PRN is just as needed.
Okay.
So they'll just message me like, hey, can you come in? I'll be like, yes or no.
Oh, okay.
So I just work when I can.
When you can.
And I do pediatric home health. Okay. So I work with like kids at their house.
Yeah, at their house. Oh, okay. Kind of like a little therapist to go play with the kids.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I take care of them. A lot of it is just mostly spending time with them.
Spending time with them.
Yeah, which I love that too. I never thought I was going to do anything peds.
Anything with kids?
Yeah, I was like, oh no.
So that you having your own kind of changed that perspective for you.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I love that for you. Social media it's been...
How has it been for you? You don't have to put this in there, but I want to know.
Yeah, no, it definitely has its ups and downs. I just recently, this girl from from SoCal reached out to me the other day to be on her podcast, and I was super excited. So we just got done. We filmed it on Friday. Yeah, we did that on Friday. So I'm excited to like get that out there. And she hasn't told me exactly when it's gonna go live, but she basically found me on TikTok and she messaged me and she was like, and awesome. I have she was like, hey, like I really like what you're posting. I really like who you are. I'd love to interview you for my podcast. And then she started telling me like, I know a lot of people from like the radio stations over here in SoCal, and like I've interviewed a lot of them, and she kind of told me like a little bit of her background story, and I thought it was super cool because like obviously like I went to school for communications, and like this is obviously something that I want to pursue as a career. So yeah, I was super excited. So with that, oh my gosh, that was...
It's like what's the word, like, I'm trying to think of the word, like validating.
Yeah, it's
validating because you've been putting in the work, and I know like even me that I'm like, oh, I don't care. Like you do care. Like, you do care about the views. Like, oh my gosh, like why did I only get 5 views?
See, like I said, it's had its ups and downs, and at first, for a little while, it kind of started messing with my mental health a little bit too, because I was like, oh my gosh, like I only got this many views when like all these other videos were getting this many views. You know, I kind of slowly learned to not care so much about the numbers or about the comments, because some people can be really ugly on social media as well. But yeah, I mean, it's been a journey. I started on COVID, like during COVID too.
Oh, wow.
Whenever, because that was my senior year of college. I was doing school and stuff, and COVID hit, and it was just, it sucked. It was it was so bad in every aspect, because like I was first gen and I was just so ready to walk and be done and like see my parents there.
Did y'all get to walk?
So, no.
Yeah,
they canceled graduation.
That's so sad.
Yeah, I mean, we got a slideshow, but which, like, again, I'm thankful.
Like they tried, but pandemics are hard. Yes,
pandemics. It was hard and everything. They did give me the option to walk the following semester, but the minute I graduated, I moved here, and I was like, I don't want to go back just to do that. So.
And I love that place, but sometimes.
Yeah. So I was like, no, it's fine. Like, God willing, I'll go back and get my master's, and I'll walk then. But I mean, right now, like, I'm content where I'm at with like me having my bachelor's and stuff, and like doing this on the side. So it's definitely been a roller coaster as well with like social media. Like I said, ugly comments and good opportunities. Like for example, that's one of them, and like people noticing me like on TikTok for my content and stuff too. So like
awesome.
So.
Do you respond back to ugly comments?
Oh, I have.
I have one time, and that's it. But I try not to.
Yeah.
I just delete.
Yeah.
Delete, block.
Delete, yeah. Because at the end of the day, because like, why are they posting? They're commenting on my stuff too.
Yes.
You know? So in my head, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna delete it too. And I have responded back. I'm not gonna lie. And sometimes like some of them can be very offensive to a point where like I make myself mad. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna reply with a video and like tell off this bitch.
Yes.
But then I'm like, I get in my head and I'm like, no, you know what? Like I shouldn't give them the time, you know, like they're just, at the end of the day, they're trolls and they're helping my content. They're here, they're watching the video, they're adding another view, adding another comment, you know, so
and you made some form of impact on them for them to even comment.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether it was like you made them think either way if it was good or bad,
and
you know?
You're that mad, yeah. Like just recently I had a video that went kind of viral and it was just me basically getting something off my chest about like politics and everything that's going on. And I am not somebody that really gets involved in politics at all.
Me either.
I try not to, but my boyfriend is super into politics and I've learned a lot from him. And the more I learn about politics, it just makes me mad, to be honest. So I try not to touch too much on that whenever it comes to politics. But that one video that I make.
I think I know which one you're referring to.
Yes, the one video that I make and it gets like freaking millions of views. I'm like, this isn't what my content is, but I mean.
Yeah, and politics there's always going to be controversy.
Always, somebody's always going to have something to say.
Yes.
So definitely that's one of the videos that I looked at some of the comments and I was like, oh, should I reply with the video on this one? But then again, I don't want my social media to be based on me be fighting with people or like me speaking on that. So I
feel like it used to be a debate and it's like not a debate anymore.
No,
it's like fighting.
It's like fighting.
Like at the end of the day, we can like, I have whatever views we have, like let's just agree to disagree. Like, you know, like I don't really know, you know, like it's so hard because I'm not that like crazy about politics either, but my husband is like, he's into it and he's like reading everything and he has his like views on both sides and, you know, like I don't know, it's so hard.
Yeah.
I'm like a center line.
Everybody's always gonna have an opinion on politics. So I try not to post too much on my socials about politics, but every once in a while, if I see something that I'm like, oh my gosh, like I agree with this and we need to raise awareness for this. Yes. Even when that video like blew up or whatever, I even made another video right after that, like me talking about like, hey, like I'm not somebody who's like 100% educated on politics, but I can differentiate from right and wrong. And this is just what I believe in. And if you believe the same, you know, like, and I even put a link on my Instagram and my TikTok about like resources and information for like the immigration rates and all that stuff like that's going on, that obviously it's attacking our community. So I posted a video about me kind of explaining kind of where I come from and where I fall into that. Yeah. But
at least you put the resources. I think that's like the most important part, you know? You weren't just like going on and on. You put the resources and you're actually trying to help.
Yeah. I mean, it really wasn't it wasn't that I wanted that video to blow up at all, because to be honest with you, like I didn't even put a single hashtag on that video, nothing.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
I posted it, no hashtags, nothing. I was just wanting to get something off my chest, venting. You know? Yeah, I was just venting that morning, posted it. Obviously it went viral. The second video that I posted, that's when I was like, okay, you know what, like I have this audience of people that follow me from that video too, because I got a lot of followers from that one video too. So why not share some information or some resources of like what's actually going on, which I did. And then I just posted that on there, and I posted those 2 links on my Instagram.
That's good for you. Like the links part. I love when people like use their platform to like actually hand out resources and not just like talk.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. And my platform's not the biggest either, but I mean the people that I do have. So like I said on that video, I'm like, you have there's some influencers that have like millions of followers and they can influence somebody to buy a lipstick, but can you inform them about what's going on and, you know, so like do something good with your platform. So, but definitely was not expecting that video to blow up.
I saw that video and I was like, wow.
Was not expecting it. I've had other videos, of course, that have like blown up like that too, but not for that reason. I mean, the other ones have obviously been just me being me funny, me being
like they're blowing up off your joy, and this one was blowing up
off of my anger,
like
my
you're venting.
So which is fine. And I even thought about taking it down, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna leave it. It's okay. So
it's okay.
At the end of the day, it's still me venting. It's still who I am. So But yeah, it's fun. Social media is fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
If there's any advice that you feel that you could give to maybe a first-time mom or a mom of twins, just in case any of them are watching or listening, what would it be?
Oh gosh, there's so much. Do you want me to look at the camera?
Oh yeah, you can.
Okay. I would say like find your village, find your people who support you. Don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to set those boundaries. Don't be afraid to kick people out of your life that you feel are not respecting you or the boundaries that you have set for your kids. And don't be scared to ask for help. I feel like there's a lot of moms feel guilt around that, and there's nothing wrong with asking for help, because at the end of the day, like, you have to fill your cup to fill your kid's cup.
Yeah. Well, that's great advice, actually. Yeah, good job. That is, that's great advice. Maybe one day if I ever have a kid or something.
But dogs are like kids, because I have one too.
No, yeah. Oh, you
They're
have a dog
babies,
too?
yes.
Yeah. No,
they're definitely part of the family.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I have two big dogs, which I'm sure they've seen on my TikTok and stuff. So that's great advice for first-time mommies, or if you're just a mom in general. So as far as social media, what is one advice you would give?
Oh gosh, I would say just post. Like, just start posting. Like, you have the power of what you want to share and what you don't want to share. So obviously, like, keep that in mind, because I feel like maybe some people can overshare. I would say when you're starting, don't put too much stress on it. Like, just do it for fun and see what it comes out to be.
Yeah, I love that. So I mean, yeah, with that being said, you guys, we're getting close to the end of this episode. I do want to take the time to thank you guys for all the love and support that you guys have been giving the podcast. Just recently, we are finally on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, which I'm super excited for that. So if you don't have the time to watch us on YouTube, you can always listen in your car, in your bathroom, in your bedroom, or wherever you are. Show your tias, show your friends, tell them that we got all the chismes, and share with them. And I do have something for you, actually.
For me?
Yes.
Stop. Aww,
just a
you're
little
so
something
sweet.
for taking the time, because Alexis drove 2 hours, guys, to be here. So just for taking the time, and it's just some little goodies and like cleaning goodies too. So I mean, for your cleaning videos and stuff, and there's also some crumble for you babies, so like a little
I've
crumble
never
gift card.
tried
So
crumble.
really, okay, well, yeah, make sure to get
I'm
some
so
before on
excited.
your
Thank
way
you so
home.
much.
But thank you so much
Oh my
for
gosh.
being here.
Of course, I had a good time, and it was so fun catching up.
I
with
know,
you,
like
'cause we haven't done it in
we haven't seen each other
5 years, 6 years
since COVID.
It's been a long time.
6 years. Oh my gosh. So yeah, definitely it was been great catching up with you.
Yes,
And
you too.
again, thank you so much for coming and trusting me and my platform to kind of talk a little bit about what it's like being a mom content creator. So if you want to go and see more mommy content, like content as a mom of twins, or just cleaning videos from Alexis, I will leave all of her links on the description down below, guys. Y'all make sure to go follow her, hit her up, comment some nice things. If you comment something ugly, you already know she's gonna delete it, so
And block.
be nice and block. But yeah, friend, thank you so much for being
You're
here.
welcome. Oh my gosh.
Thank
This
you
is
guys so much for being here. Ya saben, cualquier chismecito me hablan y me saludan a sus tías. Bye, you guys.
Love